This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Puddle, the shortest, scrawniest kid in our camp. If you got him laughing too hard, he'd piddle on himself. If you got him scared, he'd piddle on himself. If you hurt his feelings, you guessed it, that's why we called him Puddle. Baxter, our tent leader, knew too. He thought it was hysterical when Puddle got scared and wet himself, like on our last camping trip. We went up to the campgrounds near the old power station. We pitched our tents, made a fire, cooked hot dogs, and pretty soon it was dark. Time for campfire stories. So we all climbed into our sleeping bags and huddled around the fire. Baxter told a true story about a farmer. He used to own the land up where we were camping. The farmer once lost a cow when it didn't come back from this very field. He followed its trail along the stream that ran by the power plant. Soon the farmer found himself wading in the stream. It was getting darker, and he couldn't see anything except a strange glow near the power station. Soon there was the strange glow up ahead of him. It was his cow floating towards him, dead and glowing and eerie yellow. The cow stopped against a steel grate just behind the power station, and on the grate was a big radioactive warning sign. The farmer checked his watch, and as he rolled up his sleeve, his arm began to glow a yellow glow. He had become the glow monster. Baxter stuck out his hand in front of Puddle's face. His arm was covered in a yellow glow. Puddle screamed. Baxter laughed, and you can guess what Puddle did right in his sleeping bag. Baxter told everybody to go to sleep, but we all wanted to know what happened to the farmer. Everybody except Puddle, who was trying to drag his sleeping bag over the fire. Baxter said he wandered the forest, ripping off the arms of campers and eating the glow-in-the-dark stuff from their watches. He disappeared into his tent, then called out and asked if anybody knew what time it was. We all went to look at our watches, but Puddle screamed with the fresh gens he just changed into, and we decided it was better if we didn't laugh. Somewhere in the dark, we heard Baxter laughing. Around midnight, Baxter woke up to check the camp. He clocked around the campsite and began to realize he didn't hear anything. He checked the tents. There was nobody there. He found an old right stream bed and followed it. He called the kids' names and started to get a little nervous. Where were these kids? It's dark out here, and there really did used to be a farmer who owned this land. And the power plant really did some weird experiments years ago. Suddenly, Baxter turned the bend, and there, in front of him was the grate with the rusted-out radioactive warning sign. And there, about 3 feet of the ground, was a yellow glow. And it was moving towards him. Baxter froze. He knew then and there it was the farmer, the glow monster. Baxter ripped off his watch and held it out. Take it, he cried. Just leave me my arms. A yellow hand reached out and took his watch. Then another glow appeared, and another, like little balls of light. And it was deadly quiet, except for the sound of water tinkling, or was it piddling? All the light beams trained on Baxter, and then down at his feet. And then Baxter heard the sound he dreaded most. The sound of his campers laughing, and Puddle laughing the loudest. Hey, it's a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Steve. We used to call him Puddle, but not anymore. We saved that nickname for our camp leader.